It's Mario Day, the most American holiday since French fries were invented. Mario Day has always been an interesting phenomena to me because, Nintendo will usually save an announcement or two. But this year, they've pretty much not announced anything for Mario Day. Dude, you were like way more active than you were in the first recording this. Seriously. Before, he wouldn't do anything for like 2 minutes. I just sat there for 2 minutes. Okay. Instead of training a Mario amiibo, we've already trained a couple of Mario amiibo, and I will probably do another one at some point soon. Let's do a Dr. Mario. And the last Dr. Mario amiibo that we actually trained was the Geneva Convention Dr. Mario, and since that was torture, I'd like to not get more footage of that for myself in case the United Nations sees it. However, I do want to actually train a reasonably competitively viable Dr. Mario, so I overwrote the Geneva Convention doc. Don't worry, I still have the file for him. I can just write it back to the figure, not a problem. So, before we begin, and then we start getting into the chopped up edited bits, because we're only going to not record the whole shebang, read the two guides linked in the description below. There's Sir Fuzzy Logic's Dr. Mario Guide, and there's Fabi DeMami's Dr. Mario Guide. I decided to go with Sir Fuzzy Logic's doc guide with a few small alterations to it. Fuzzy recommended forward tilt, forward smash, okay? And I think also down throw. I'm going to throw in just a smidge of pill, just a little bit of pill. And I'm also going to throw in Nair off stage for edge guards. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think most Dr. Marios use neutral air to edge guard. I don't quite understand why that is. I understand, down air is like super cool, but I think Nair might actually be better. The reason that Nair might actually be better is because it's a sex kick, or a reverse sex kick, rather. I didn't make up the term. I'm dead serious. Look it up on ssbwiki.com. That's the Smash Wiki, right? The reason it's called that is because it starts out strong and then gets weak, right? Well, Dr. Mario's is the opposite. So the longer that hitbox is out, the more strong it is. What was that? I think that would be a very ideal move for edge guarding, frankly. Probably not for Amiibo with bad recoveries, but for ones with really good ones that can recover from farther away, yes. It's one of those weird reverse meta ones. I'm not worried about me not recovering. He's still going to learn the recovering AI. So, a lot of forward tilt, a lot of forward smash spam. This one is already very different compared to the last one. He's rolling a lot more. He's a lot more active. That's really bizarre. I'm not sure what to make of that. Anyway, if you're watching thus far, you're 2 minutes and 58 seconds in. You haven't liked and subscribed. Good Lord. Here I am going to go through and edit this awesome video together for you. You're all like, well, I'd love to learn how to train a Dr. Mario amiibo, but I just don't feel like liking and subscribing. Oh my God. You people. You people. All right. Now, one of the things you want to be sure, and I do mean sure, that you're doing when you're training your Dr. Mario amiibo is walking. Walking is not like universally great on amiibo, but generally it's better to have an amiibo that walks versus one that runs, whether it's a raid boss amiibo or just a regular one. Reason that's the case is because walking actually opens up more AI subroutines for them to use as opposed to running for some reason. We're not entirely sure why that's the case, just that is the case. Now, as you're seeing, he's already using more forward tilt, and he's angling it. Now, lower level amiibo will just use moves randomly because they don't always understand stuff. That's just how Nintendo made them. But sometimes he's angling it, which is bizarre. Keep an eye out for that through this video. I didn't teach him to angle it. That's just him doing it on his own. As far as down throw is concerned, there's really not much you can do out of down throw. And I got to admit, and I could just be misremembering the guide, that's possible too. I got to admit though, I'm really not sure why he recommended down throw. I don't quite understand that, you know. Fuzzy in his guide said that there is an AI issue with down special. which is the Mario Tornado, but it's Dr. Mario Tornado. What do they call it? Like, it's basically the same move. I don't remember what they called it. Point is, he'll suicide with it sometimes. He'll SD with it, and that's not good. So I'm not going to teach him that at all. I know it's probably one of his most potent moves. Most of the kills that I've seen from Dr. Mario's are with down special. But if he's also going to SD with it, I'm going to be a bit careful of that. Might decide on a whim to throw it in at the later levels. Maybe do like down throw, down special, right? But otherwise, we're going to mostly leave it out. I don't want him necessarily relying on it. And maybe if I retrain him later and I teach him down special, he does better. I don't know. This is me going off a guide and throwing in some of my own juice. You know what I mean? As I'm watching this Dr. Mario, it's occurring to me he's using a lot of forward tilt, not enough forward smash, and nowhere near enough pill. So I'm going to be focusing in a little bit more on pill just because I want him using it like maybe 10% of the time. Pill is mostly only useful against projectile opponents because it'll neuter whatever projectile they have in most cases. As for far away opponents, they'll try and shield it. That doesn't do much against melee attackers, if you ask me. Are you going to try to recover or what? So one thing that you're going to have a hard time teaching your Dr. Mario to do, which is a real shame because it's actually really fun, is this little move right here. Okay, not that little move. This little move right here, the point blank up special. So actually Dr. Mario's hitbox on that point blank up special is a reference to a glitch that Mario had in Melee. I think it was Dr. Mario had in Melee. If you know it, you know it. It's one of the least known Dr. Mario techs in Melee, which I think is very cool. However, you're probably not going to be able to get your Dr. Mario Amiibo to do that as a KO attack, as much as I would love for it to be able to, and I think it will do it sometimes. Like, it'll use up special on stage, it just won't always use it properly like that. It's better off to not do that, basically. Because if it doesn't land the strong hitbox, it's going to be super, super vulnerable. Probably going to get KO'd if it's at hypersense. Not worth the trouble considering it's not that strong of a KO move. It's not like Luigi's super jump punch, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand here. I'm going to let him approach me. I've been approaching him very cautiously and casually this whole time. Now I'm going to let him approach me. I'm not going to go complete nothing method on him, which is where you don't input anything into the controller. We're just going to sit here for a moment, maybe walk around a little. Okay, so he is aggressive enough. That's good. Oftentimes, when your Amiibo gets to the third 10-stock match, or to around level 20 or so, after post 10.0, their level 20 AI is much closer to their final product than it was before. It's the equivalent of a level 7 CPU now instead of a level 4 like it used to be. Around level 20, if they're not attacking you when you're standing still, there might be an issue. You should still take them to 50 and see, because their internal AI will also level up. But if they're not attacking you, I recommend just sit there for like a stock or two and just sit there and see what happens. And then that'll help you gauge how good they are. Or rather, how aggressive they are, because generally aggressive Amiibo are better. So walking is severely beneficial to Dr. Mario. Probably, I don't want to say more so than any other Amiibo, but almost more so than any other Amiibo. His range is so short that it's really best that he's not in many places. Okay? We would rather him be able to do anything immediately than to have to stop and wait, because he's not going to be able to hit you from a distance, right? So if he's not going to be able to hit you from a distance, we don't want him zooming all over the map. We want him being able to react and then only attack when he feels the need. That's why walking is helpful. Because like look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. Right? He's coming up to me, right? Come on, hit me. Look in the eye. Okay, see, now he's all defensive. Thank you. Right? Like if he had much farther reach, I'd say okay, maybe do a little bit of running because the second your pixel on your hitbox versus the pixel on their hurtbox lines up, you'll be able to throw it out, right? And when you're running, you have a bit more leeway on that. You know what I mean? A little bit looser frame data, but not when you're walking. When you're walking with short, when you're on short range rather, you have significantly less leeway. So walking helps expand that out a bit. There you go. Now I'm not going to let myself die and lose this match here because I really don't want to have to go through another 10 stock match with him. So instead, we're just going to go for the throws. Okay, off screen, I'm going to level him up. And then we're going to have a battle and we're going to see how good he is. All right, so he's level 46. It's not 50, but most Amiibo, and I'm pretty sure Dr. Mario fits into this as well, get their final level 9 AI at 43. Since everything after level 43 is just CPU buffs and boosts, and you can tell that it's a different AI because I don't think he ever went for down air, I'm going to go ahead and call it good instead of taking the extra 20 minutes to get him those last 4 levels. Oh, I would have made that. So right there you saw that rising down special, didn't you? I never taught him that. That's built in. Did I teach him that once? No, not even once. Didn't even use down special. That's one of the ways that Amiibo AI changes as they level up. Oh, I just realized my joystick on this controller is broken. That's why I wasn't running. I was like, what? Yeah, this is not a professional joint here, ladies and gents. My controllers don't work that well. That's all right. Now, obviously, you can't measure the skill or quality of your Amiibo by fighting it yourself, because you're not an Amiibo, and how well it does against you will not indicate how well it does against other Amiibo. So, since I've got an idea for what it can learn, we're going to put it against another one of my Amiibo and just see. This is a fairly fresh one. I think it's been a while since I trained it. Actually, you know what, screw it. We'll deviate from my plan and go with Proto Man, since you guys seem to like Proto Man a lot. I'm a significantly more interesting Captain Falcon player than that, by the way. Raptor boost, up air knee. Not usually how I play, but it works against Amiibo. Let me grab Proto Man. Now, the reason that I chose Proto Man is because A, you guys like Proto Man. It's Proto Man. Who doesn't like Proto Man? And B, Proto Man is more or less B tier. They're roughly evenly matched. They're also very point-blank opponents. Proto Man, as you'll recall, is melee only, and I think that's one of his biggest strengths. So, keep an eye on the doc. You've already seen how Proto Man plays, I'm sure. Keep an eye on the Dr. Mario, and let's see how good he is. So one thing I'm already finding very interesting is his usage of down special. I mentioned this in the last match, but I never taught him to approach with that, or to use down air on stage, or to use cape. It seems clear to me, given just what we're seeing right here, that there's a lot for the Dr. Mario AI that you don't unlock until it's significantly leveled up. Like cape, never taught it to do cape. It's done cape a couple times already, right? That's one of the reasons why all your Amiibo should be level 50 when you're going to fight someone else's Amiibo. He definitely got the aggression down. That's good. It's very measured aggression, right? He's not going balls to the wall crazy all the time. Although I don't like that down air on stage. That bothers me. Down air on stage tends to leave him vulnerable. Pill at the ledge. Oh, that's horrible. He's not edge guarding with Nair. Did you see that? He's not edge guarding with Nair. It might have just been that one time, but that's weird. He picked up Nair on stage, but not off stage. Well, he definitely got forward tilt. One of the good things about forward tilt is that it outranges a lot of melee options. Not all of them. Swordies are going to crush Dr. Mario. But forward tilt at least outranges most of it, right? You see right there, right? He goes for the forward tilt on the shield. Now, Proto Man's bread and butter is his up tilt, right? Oh, wow, that's unfortunate. His bread and butter is his up tilt, but because forward tilt is farther than his up tilt, he only manages to hit with the sour spot of the move. Now, we haven't seen that down special suicide yet. Or the, it's a technical term, SD. This Dr. Mario's offstage play is really weird. I don't know what to make of it. It could just be because of Mega Man. Whew! Well, that was fun. Okay. Huh. All right. What do you say we do for one more? One more? One more. All right. We'll do another one. This is significant. This isn't how I planned for him to turn out, like at all, okay? This really is not how I planned. But, oh, my cord is stuck on something. This is a lot more interesting than I thought he would be. By the way, and this is a hunch, I'm pretty sure up throw to up air is something that's built in as well. I'm going to ask the Dr. Mario trainers and see what they have to say. One of the good things about having Doc use his forward smash is that he can use it pixel perfectly. So, like, even if it's not a sweet spot, he can still use it properly, right? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know how I forgot the forward air or forward throw to down air thing. That's built in. It's not something he'll do every time, but that is built in. Whether you teach him to or not, that is something that he'll eventually use because it's the right angle and just works really well. And the developers probably figured, well, hey, if we went through the trouble of making that move connect into the other one, why not? I'm still not a big fan of that down air on stage. One of the reasons I don't like it is that if you shield it, you're vulnerable. If they pogo, they can tech it, and you're vulnerable. You know? It is interesting, though, to watch. So, like, if you've seen plenty of footage of Proto Man, you've probably seen, just look up Amiibo Doctor Mega Man, you'll see plenty of it. If you've seen footage of Proto Man, you know that sometimes he's going up and down, just jumping all over the place. Just, what are you guys doing? Just to go up and around. And this Doc seems to be doing that to some degree as well, which I find very unusual. It's a hallmark of my training that I'm not intending to, but it still kind of happens. By the way, for those of you that think Mega Man's forward smash is a better option, or is an option that should be taught, parrying is one of the biggest issues with that. It's significantly less safe at point blank range. Yo, there it is. There's the edge guard with Nair. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's more or less how to train the Dr. Mario amiibo. Didn't really stick to the guide that well, and that's all right. It's a good guide. You still should read it. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. Watch our other guides. You know how to support YouTubers you like. Come on, people. God, having to tell you how to support them. All right. Thank you for watching.